Hi everybody, we are going to stretch it out today. So take a little break, give your muscles a little TLC, and we're just gonna do some stretches. You don't need a yoga mat. I simply have one here just for a little contrast from the floor. If you have a hard floor, you might want one. Let's jump in. All right, we're gonna start on hands and knees. Make sure those wrists are directly under elbows, elbows under shoulders, everything's in alignment. And we're gonna drop our bellies and then pull all the way up. Pretend like somebody's has a string on your back and they're pulling. Drop the belly. This is called cat-cow if you've never done yoga before. It's a great way to stretch out the spine, kind of warm it up, give it some TLC, stretch out those abs. And drop the belly again. All right, now from this position, we're just going to extend one leg out and push your heel back. You will be able to feel a stretch in that calf muscle. You want to keep those toes down and push that heel back. And breathe. Make sure you're breathing through all these stretches. Oxygen is so good for your muscles. Okay, bring that in and then go to the other side. Push through that heel. Just push it straight back. You'll feel a good stretch in that calf muscle. And breathe. We're going to move to a seated position after this. A few more seconds. Okay, bring it in. Come to a seat. And we're going to extend one of our arms. And you just want to push your thumb right inside of your palm and kind of pull that hand down. Don't put too much tension on it. And you'll feel a good stretch in the top of that forearm. This is really good for fighting that carpal tunnel, since most of us sit at computers and have phones that we are always using our hands with. Switch to the other side. This is something you can do anytime throughout the day. Just take a quick minute, 30 seconds each side, stretch it out. Just really push that thumb into your palm and pull those fingers down. Keep those shoulders down, but let them hike up. All right, now hands out to the side, and either side, whichever one you want, and just lean into a nice side stretch. You can twist your upper body and look upward if you like for a little bit more. You can come up a little bit and go back into it. Make sure you're breathing. And switch. Your rotation puts a little more in the upper side. Just options for you. Now we're going to extend one leg out and rotate your upper body so that you're facing that leg. And then either hands here, bend from your hip, hands on your shin, or you can reach all the way down to your toes. Just try not to roll forward too much. We're trying to bend from the hip and get a good stretch in that hamstring. Some people are really flexible in their hamstrings and some are not. Mine tend to be tight. The more I work with them though, the better they get. And switch. Fun fact, The more you strengthen your muscles, the more flexible they become. When they aren't flexible, they get tight, which makes sense. So then they lose their flexibility. All right, and we're gonna bring it in for butterfly. Now, if you are not this flexible, if you're way up here, that's fine. We're all at different levels. I tend to be very flexible in this position. Again, hamstrings, not so much. Some of you may have had your nose to your knee for that hamstring stretch. So just take it where you're at. And if you are out here, if that's better for you, that is fine. You can work on getting those heels closer into you. Or if you like the option of being out here and leaning forward from those hips a little bit, it puts the stretch on the outer quad, like outer leg, outer quad area more. So whatever feels best to you. A couple more seconds. All right, now we're going to go on to hands and knees. All right, bring one leg up. Pull your core in, make sure it's tight. Push those hips forward. And we're gonna stretch out that hip flexor. That's the muscle in the front of that leg. Now some people like to do this here. That's fine, that's an option. If you feel it better that way, that's fine. But if you push those hips forward from that knee, you'll feel it. And switch. And some people just feel more stable being down here. So wherever you're at, a couple different options for this stretch. And we're going to move to standing after this. Don't forget to breathe. All right, let's stand it up. Okay, step out to one side. And we're going to do an inner thigh stretch. So just kind of squat down into that other leg. This is always one of my favorites. All right, and switch. And again, if you are able to go all the way down to the floor, if you feel more stable this way, that's an option for this stretch. All right, now bring your feet together. We're going to do a moving forward fold. So we're going to stretch all the way up and then dive forward, bend from that hip. You can bend your knees for this. Let your head hang over. Shake a little yes and no. Just try to let all that tension out. And then breathe, raise up. Stretch those arms all the way up. And fold, bend from those hips. And let all that tension go. And breathe. And then roll up slowly. Okay, now we're going to end with a chest stretch. So feet wherever they're comfortable. And then we're going to grab our hands behind us. Now if this is not doable for you, if you're here, then that's fine. Your hands are apart. You're just going to pull those shoulders back as much as you can. We're just trying to stretch the muscles in the chest. You can grab your hands together. You're just going to pull back. And then an added bonus is to look up you'll feel it even more. Be sure you're breathing. One more deep breath in and out. And let it go. And we're done.